Today we are going to talk about making amends and coming together. Resentment is like a form of cancer. It eats away at you unless dealt with. You will never be at peace, and one resentment usually leads to more. You become angry and discontented, and it shows in your face and behaviour. I have brought along a mother and son who have never seen or spoken to each other in 15 years. Wasted years, and unnecessary suffering in both parts. Life is too short. The mother has never even seen her grandchildren. My job as a counsellor and psychology behaviour expert is to help them see what part each played in this unnecessary split up. I hope they can mend their wounds and find peace with one another. Let's bring them on and hope there will be a happy ending. Today's subject is obesity. In the UK, 67% of men and 57% of women are overweight and rising rapidly. That's not counting children or adolescents, which is a growing concern. So why is this? It's easy to blame fast food establishments. People like to blame others for the misfortunes. The easy and softer way out. It's no different from an alcoholic or drug addict. I believe it is a comfort, like a crutch. It changes one's feelings, making them feel better at that particular moment. It then becomes a mental craving. Many have died. Plus it puts a strain on the heart, resulting in a heart attack. Let's hear from my invited guests to see what they have to say. As an expert in criminology, crime and defence, having also worked undercover, today's topic is about prostitutes. How does it affect their lives and their families? I have seen the worst, and don't call them prostitutes. I call them criminals. The good old-fashioned prostitute has gone. They don't just want your £200 or £300 or whatever amount, they want the lottery or even your life. The best way to get to a wanted criminal is through these good time girls. You can buy information from them, there is no loyalty. Many have changed their name to I Rent My Body. Sounds much nicer, but devious. I have invited 3 prostitutes along to tell their stories. Let's see what really goes on. And they won't fool me, no way. The subject for today's show is compulsive gamblers. It seems to be that men get tied with this addiction, yet through my years of experience I have came across many women who have the same problem, but for some reason they seem to keep it more secret. Why is this so? You don't see many women in betting shops. They are much more discreet and tend to do theirs online. Bingo's a big one. We'll also be talking to people who attend Gamblers Anonymous and are now many years free from this horrible addiction. I personally know one person who gambled away £250,000 in one night. I also know another person who put his keys of the family restaurant on the table. He lost his business just like that. I have 4 guests. 2 are still active gamblers and 2 have managed to kick the habit and are now very successful after losing everything. Let me introduce them. As a counsellor in counselling and psychology behaviour, today's subject is how well do you know your partner? What are the signs to look out for if you think they are having an affair? They say that a woman can tell if her partner is having one. They also say that it's much harder for the man to detect or recognise if his partner is involved in an affair. Are women more devious? Many hire private detectives. Also, why do men go with prostitutes if they are married or have a partner? Are they sex addicts, or do they just want the best of both worlds? Let's hear from my guests. Today we are going to talk about rehab centres. There are over 100 of these establishments in the UK. Prices range from £100 to £15,000 per week. That is a lot of money. Why such a difference? Most people who come to deal with their addictions are usually on the road to insanity, as they have reached their rock bottom mentally, physically and spiritually. They can spend from 1 week to 1 year in care. I know of many families who have had to take out a second mortgage to pay for a family member. Are they good value for money or just a money-making racket? More so, are they actually helping? I have personally been in 9 of them. Did they help me? The majority that they go in relapse and end up back in, more than once. When we hear some of their stories, they are shocking. Let me bring on my first guest. On today's show, I'm going to be discussing domestic violence and how it affects both genders. Men appear to get the raw deal. Why is this? For example, let's take Spain. If a man commits the crime, even in the smallest way, the police will automatically take him into custody, charge him, and he will stay overnight in jail. The next day he will appear in a special women's court for domestic violence, in front of a female judge. Yet, if a woman commits the same offence, the police will not take her away. The male has to denounce her. Is this fair? And should we in the United Kingdom follow suit? I've invited guests from both sexes who have been through such an ordeal.